This PowerPoint presentation is going to be another quick math quiz, multiple choice questions, where I do the formulas and work through and get the answers. Preface, as always, I claim no ownership to any of the questions or materials presented in this video, as everything is sourced off the open internet. In the following slides, I will, to the best of my ability, answer the questions correctly and use the proper formulas. So I'm doing this as a study for myself. If it can help you, that's great. Question number 14. An operator wants to estimate the approximate speed and stroke settings on a diaphragm pump that is rated to deliver a maximum pump output of 24 gallons per day. The system needs to deliver approximately 15 gallons per day of sodium hypochlorite. Where would the speed and stroke need to be set? So we're going to pull out our known and our unknowns. All right, so what we know is the max flow of 24 gallons per day, a desired flow of 15 gallons per day. All the answers already have the speed set at 70%, so we're looking for the stroke. To find the chemical feed pump setting, the formula is desired feed flow gallon per day divided by maximum feed flow gallon per day times 100%. Because our answer already has the speed set at 70%, we need to multiply the max flow of 24 gallons per day times 0.7, because you're only going to get 70% of that max flow, which is 16.8 gallons per day. Now we're going to plug in our desired feed divided by our maximum feed. So 15 gallons per day divided by 16.8 gallons per day. That's going to give you 0.89, which you will then multiply by 100%. And our answer on this will be C, 90% and 70%, because you round up to the closest answer. Question number 15. What is the pressure in PSI at a point 12 feet below the surface? 5.2 PSI, 27.72 PSI, 52.2 PSI, or 100.3 PSI. First, we're going to find our known or unknown. So what you know is you got 12 feet, and your unknown is the PSI. If you know your conversions, 1 foot of water head is equal to 0.433 PSI, or 1 PSI is equal to 2.31 foot of water head. You can use either one of these interchangeably. We're going to rearrange them so that everything cancels out. So you have the 0.433 PSI over 1 foot, so you're going to multiply that, and then you have 1 PSI over 2.31 feet, so that'll end up being division, so things cancel. So 0.433 times 12 foot, and 12 foot divided by 2.31 foot gives you an answer of 5.196 PSI, or 5.194 when you divide. Either way, they're both going to round to 5.2 PSI, so they're not exactly the same, but they round. Question 16. How many pounds of dry chemical must be added to a 75-gallon tank to produce an 8% solution? 10 pounds, 25 pounds, 50 pounds, or 75 pounds? First, pull out your known and your unknown. So what we know is we got a 75-gallon tank. We want to make an 8% solution. What we don't know is the pounds. Pounds of chemical is equal to the amount of solution needed in gallons times the solution strength as a decimal times 8.34 pounds per gallon. Going to plug your numbers in. 75 times 0.08 times 8.34 pounds per gallon. That's going to leave you with an answer of 50.04 pounds, or rounded 50 pounds. Question 17. 60% hydrofluorosilicic acid has a specific gravity of 1.46. How much in pounds does a 55-gallon drum weigh? 12.8, 300, 450 or 670 pounds. So we'll pull out what we know and what we don't know. The specific gravity is 1.46. You have a 55-gallon drum. We are looking for the pounds. The formula to find the pounds is 8.34 pounds per gallon, which is the water as a standard, times the specific gravity, times the gallons. So 8.34 pounds per gallon times 1.46 times 55 gallons. Your answer is 669.7 pounds. That will round to 670. Question 18. How many feet of water would be in a tank if the pressure gauge at the base of the tank read 15 psi? 35 feet, 6.5 feet, 3.2 feet, or 70 feet? Start off, we're going to pull our known and our unknowns. We know the psi of 15, and what we're looking for is the feet. So the conversions are 1 foot of water head is equal to 0.433 psi, or 2.31 foot of water head is equal to 1 psi. These are interchangeable. They're set up so that when you multiply, it will cancel out. So plug our number in. So 1 foot per 0.433 psi times 15. So you're going to divide by the 0.433 psi, or the 2.31 foot per psi. You're going to multiply 2.31 foot times 15 psi. Psi will cancel out. You're left with 34.64 when you divide by the 0.433, or 34.65 when you multiply by the 2.31. Again, they're not exact, but they're pretty close. They're both going to round to 35 feet. If you manage to get the answer 6.5 feet, you did the math wrong. That meant you multiplied by the 433 and divided by the 231. Got to pay attention. Like I said, they'll give you answers on questions that will be wrong, but got to be careful on that. Question 19. If the plant flow is set at 350,000 gallons and the system uses 12 pounds of anhydrous ferric chloride, what is the dose? 4.11 milligrams per liter, 50.32 milligrams per liter, 151.65 milligrams per liter, or 286 milligrams per liter? Pull your known and your unknowns out of your question. So what we know is that we have a flow of 350,000 gallons per day. We have 12 pounds. And what we do not know is our dose. So with the things we are given, we have our Davidson pie chart. Your feed rate pounds per day is equal to your dosage milligrams per liter times the flow of million gallons a day times 8.34. So we don't know the dose, so we're going to have to rearrange this formula. To solve for the dose, when you rearrange the formula, is equal to the feed rate pounds per day divided by the flow million gallons a day times 8.34 pounds per gallon. So that's the Davidson pie chart rearranged to solve for dose. First, we need to convert our 350,000 gallons per day to MGD. So we're going to divide the 350,000 by 1 million. That gives you 0.35 MGD. So now we can plug everything into our formula. So 12 pounds a day divided by 0.35 million gallons a day times 8.34. It's going to give you a dosage of 4.109, and that will round to 4.11. Question 20. A mixed media filter has a length of 50 feet and a width of 456 inches. What is the surface area of the filter? 80 square feet, 410 square feet, 1,900 square feet, or 22,800 square feet? So pull your known and your unknowns out. What you know is you have 50 foot of length and a width of 456 inches. We are looking for the surface area. To find the surface area over square or rectangle, it is area is equal to the length times the width. This is going to be in feet. The answer is square feet. So we need to convert the 456 inches into feet. And do that by dividing the 12 inches in a foot. So 456 inches divided by 12 inches gives you 38 feet. 50 feet times 38 feet. The answer is 1,900 square feet. So that was just a couple more quiz questions. Like I said, doing this stuff's helped me learn, getting the math down. Hopefully you guys have formula sheets for your state, and if you are, you're using them while you practice, seeing how I get these answers. Like I said, this is helping me. If it helps you too, that's great. Thanks.